Look at what I have created. Oh God, what have I got myself into? So this is what happens when you get a $35 piece of 1/4-inch scrap steel from the steel yard. So I decided in my infinite wisdom here to make a secondary drip pan out of this stuff with a welder that can't weld more than 2 inches without overheating. So just kind of give a little heads up what we got going on here. I've been welding on this for some time. And if you take a look, I've got my brand new drain pan here. And we'll notch this out, obviously. And then this coil is going to sit inside the secondary pan. This will be the back side. And that will sit actually right like that, because this should butt up against the back. Of course, I got to clean up tomorrow, so it's too late now to be grinding. But anyway, I'll get this cleaned up tomorrow and get this painted, my secondary drain pan. This will go inside my furnace room after it's painted. And my drain pan for my new A coil, like I said, I'm going to seal this bottom drain pan up so it doesn't sweat. And take a look over here at my old coil. This is what came out. Quite nasty. Let me grab the light and show you. So this was a bad problem that should have never occurred, because the installer didn't install the condensation line and didn't seal up the front face of the furnace room, and didn't follow the instructions for the add-on to the inner therm. He didn't follow the instructions for the inner therm. If you were going to do an add-on, you're supposed to put a filter right on the indoor coil, right on the face of it, because of its design. But anyway, he opted not to seal the face of the door, and here I got around it and did this. See, so you get hair on your coil and dirt in your coil, it ain't gonna, it's gonna rust. It ain't gonna live. You can take a look here where it just rusted through. So this was, you know, look at this. So what you got going on is you got air sucking through here, drawing a draft through, which is going to cause the pan to spit. Even if even under perfect conditions, you don't have an airtight seal. So inside a coil didn't look too bad. Outside is just a shot. Of course, there was some history of, I originally thought the homeowner was getting into this coil, but I dug up some history on this install, and there was the company that installed it coming out, and they were cleaning the coil, and it looks like they got a little aggressive with it, I would presume. So this coil is going away, and this coil is going in. So tomorrow, I'm going to take this brand new Lennox coil, which is all aluminum, because I didn't want the galvanic corrosion going on, and it's a little bit taller, and this is going to go in. So I'll be glad finally getting there. And I got to move the outdoor coil, and I got my HVAC guy helping me out, so I really appreciate it. And he got a hold of me, and we'll get this resolved and get it done. So I'm kind of excited. I'll be able to have my heat pump working at maximum peak efficiency, because as you can see here, this thing can't even barely breathe. Let's try. I'm going to try something. I'm going to entertain you for a minute here. I want to see how much light we can get through this coil if we just shine some light on it. Let's take a look. Jesus, look at that. Huh? Look at that. How efficient you think my heat pump is? My God, I can't believe the thing actually heated the home. Right? I mean, this is 50%. No, 60%. 60% clogged. Think about that for a minute. And this heat pump was kicking some butt. I mean, it was keeping us warm and cooling us down. So my utility bill run about 150 bucks in summer and about 125 in the winter. So I'm excited because I got a higher SEER rating on this other coil, and we'll get it matched up with the outdoor unit when we get the Freon set in there, or the refrigerant, R410A. Get that adjusted and get the flow adjusted and get it set. So I'm just kind of excited. I've been working on this all day. That's the other side. So heads up. Very, very important. I mean, if people really understood how important it is that you got proper filtration in your HVAC system, it is so important. I cannot emphasize how important it is to have correct filters and spend some money on some good filters for your heating and cooling system so you don't damage it, you know. You just don't want this dirt getting in here. So let me show you again. Okay, so here's what happens. You put a crappy filter on your furnace because you're being cheap. You don't want to spend some money on good filtration on your furnace system. And I'm not talking thousands of dollars. I'm talking like buying a 3M Filtrete filter and changing it accordingly, right, every 3 or 4 months. That dirt gets inside, hits that coil, drops down, right, drops down with the water, and it clogs the seat of the coil. And this is sitting on the pan, right? So that water has to try and get from this bottom of the coil, it has to go all the way to the front to go out the drain. How's that going to happen? So, and then this holds the humidity. So these are like, look, it's all nasty back here. Look at this. So what happens is if your system's working right, it'll sweat when the AC is on during the day, but then when the AC is not on, the air going through will dry it out, so you don't have a constant amount of humidity up against this stuff. So it should last. This is 15 years old. Now, I know everybody says in the HVAC business, well, if it's a 15-year-old system, it's at the end of its life. Well, I don't buy that. You take care of your system. I think if you buy a high-end system, you take care of it, my opinion, you can get 20, maybe 30 years out of it. If you have it serviced and you take care of it, that's my opinion. So I'm sitting at a 16 SEER on this 15-year-old unit, and I didn't see a reason to spend $15,000 on equipment to jump to a 26 SEER. Do the math, and it don't pen out. At the end of the day, anyway, I think I'm done working on central systems. This is probably the last time. This one takes a crap. I will put in mini splits, use the HVAC system to circulate the air and purify it, and call it good. I'm really kind of done with this stuff. So this is too much work and too much of a pain in the butt, in my opinion, and it's not that efficient. So that's where we're at. So tomorrow my goal is to notch this out for my drain pan, insulate my drain pan, paint my secondary drain pan, and install the coil, move my outdoor condensing unit. I'm going to make a doghouse for that. I'll do a video on that, and that's where I'm at. So hopefully somebody gets some entertainment out of this, because I know this is the few times that I get a good laugh after been working on this stuff and throwing stuff around and being aggravated with this stuff for a while. So kind of glad I'm getting through it. So all right, hopefully that helps somebody out. There's a tip in here that might help somebody along the way. So I'll keep you posted.